Hi, this is Mary from Second Time Tech, and today I'll be doing something a little different than what I had said I was going to do, because I found out that it's much easier to do a couple of more things to the system before I hook up all the wires, especially in this case because the case is quite small. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be installing the power supply, which is this here, and connecting the cables to the motherboard. And then we will put the rear case fan back on, or the exhaust case fan back on. And I'll probably tell you a few other things as we go along. So first thing is, I don't know if you can see, but this is the front of it. The way that I drilled the holes in was right in there. Anyway, so let's get started into doing this. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take off the side panel of our case. The case is right here. I've got the one side panel undone, and that's the one for the side with the window on it, so that you can get your components in there. But this is the back of it, and on the back of it, it is for the back of it is pumped out a little bit, as you can tell from here, and that's for cable management. That means that your wires will fit in between here and here a little better than if it was totally flat all the way across. So that's kind of a nice little feature. Now, what we have to do is connect the power supply. So, basically, take your power supply. I always like to make sure that it is in the off position. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, excuse me while I move some stuff around here so that you can see a little better. These cables are very noisy, and I'll try to get the noise out of there a little bit. I know this is right in front of my face, but I'm doing it so that you can actually see a little better. And I'm going to be moving around a bit. Now, hopefully you'll see me over here. But basically, there's a fan on one side of your power supply, and there's not on the other. If you have a vent built into the case for your power supply, whether it be at the top or at the bottom, majority of them are at the bottom nowadays. Just the older, cheaper ones seem to be still at the top. What you do is you put the fan pointed towards your vent. So if it's down here, the fan is pointed down. But it's up here. So basically, what you're going to do is, there's no holes on the top up here, so you have to point the fan down this way. If you put it up here, it won't get any air to cool off the innards of your power supply. But if it's down here, then you've got all this area and the air coming in from here in order to cool off your fan whenever it needs to turn the fan on. So what we're going to do is we are going to put the power supply in. Oops. Turn it around the right way. It's always helpful. With the fan pointed down. Guess I'm gonna have to stand up for this. And usually there's a little shelf there to hold it in. And then with your case, there is always some type of little bag or a little box that has screws and stuff like that in it. And if your power supply didn't come with any from the manufacturer, you will have screws inside of the bag for your power supply. So I got those out, and there are some holes right on your, I'll put one in so that it holds it in, and then I'll turn it and show you. I just don't want it to fall out. It's nothing worse than a power supply falling out. A lot of wires hanging up there, I know. But it'll look good after. As you can see, there's 4 holes here, here. The other one isn't here. The other one's over here. And that'll be the 4 spots where we'll be putting the screws. So, what we'll do, oops, that's a fan screw. That's no good. I need to hold it up this way. There we are. That's better. I have to take my glasses off because I do. These days they'll make glasses that actually work for people that actually need progressive lenses, because progressive lenses don't seem to work as good as they should. I have progressive lenses, but I still have to take my glasses off, even whenever I get new ones. And the newest version of lenses out. My eyes are very bad, I guess. What's that old saying? I'm blind in one eye, I can't see as the other. Right, so there we go. 4 screws. Power supply turned off. And that's where you plug it in. So that's how you install your power supply. So now, trying to do something here. So now, what we'll do is we'll put the fan in, I guess. So here's our little fan that we had taken off. And whenever I took it off, this was to the back. And what you want to do is you want the airflow to be taken out of the case and like from in the case and then go out. And on most fans, and you will never see this, right there, a little arrow that shows that the wind will go this way. And that's how you know which way to put your fan. So this is an exhaust fan, so it has to take the fan from here and exhaust it out. So the arrow has to be pointing that way. The other way if it's an intake fan. But, like I say, it's an exhaust fan, so it has to be put in that way. Now, what I do is I always try to find where the fan header is that I'm going to connect this to. Actually, I almost put it on the wrong way. So we'll make sure we get it the right way. So there. So now I got my short cord. Got this here. And then we will just put in the screws for the fan. Now don't over tighten them, because these are just screwing into the plastic. And what will happen is they will easily strip the plastic with the thread. And you don't want that, because that means it won't hold it in very well. So basically what you want to do is tighten it down until it gets really close to the metal. Give it an extra little bit of a turn and stop. And that's all you need to do. 4 screws will hold it in nice and not make any noise, as long as you got it in there snug. So don't reef on them. Don't, because it'll just strip them and it'll make them loose, and then they'll possibly rattle. Oops. I made a noise. Doesn't seem to pick me up well, but it certainly picks up the noise well. Alright, so there we go. Now, I can't remember if I told you about fans. And this one is a 3-prong fan cable. And that means it's a DC fan. So what we got here is the key, just like the other one, except the key is across the whole thing. So of course it'll only go in one way. So there's a little slot there. And the little piece of, you can see where the little piece of plastic is. So you just line up those 3 pins. So since it'll go in only in one way, everything's lined up the right way. And the other thing is that there will be one pin that is not used by the connector, because it only has the 3, and they're all PWM fan headers. And if you only use 3, then you're not using the sensing line. So basically, you're just getting the 12 volts varied at, or the power varied between, let's say, 6 and 12 volts, approximately. So anyway, so we've got that done. And it's very hard to do when you don't have the right equipment, okay? And then the fan header, if you can see, a little bit closer, is it comes from here and then just goes straight to there, because that's where my fan header is for this fan, so it's not very far away. And that's why I shortened it up. I was doing a little bit of research. So basically, I just realized I did something wrong. I did not put the cables through the hole right here where they're supposed to go through. So I will take out the power supply. I will start to take out the power supply, and then I'll cut that out, and then I will let this leaning. Okay. So basically, what I should have done was put all of these cables If that one doesn't fit in, it does come apart. It's apart different ways on different things. But this one, it just pulls apart, and this one, sometimes it just lifts up. This hole is kind of small. There we are. So basically, what we're going to do with this wire here is we are going to put it back in through this hole here. And the reason why you do this is for cable management. I mean, if you left them all on the other side, what would happen is it would just be like a big mess of wires on the inside. So if you go out of a hole and then back into it, you can leave the wires on, you can leave the extra wire on the back to make it look a little nicer. And right here is the connector that you need to put this up to, connect it to. And on the top, there's a little clip, and then this is the clip here, the catch that catches onto that. Well, this is the clip and that's the catch. And so basically what you're doing is you're going to take it and it's easier to do it when it's laying down because you can push on it. That's all you gotta do. Do that. And then there's the cable like there. It's up here like this here. And then when you do your cable management, you can pull it back or you can push it forward, whichever you want to do. And the rest of it, you can just cable tie in the back. Now the next thing that you want to do is, remember we pulled this one here apart? What we're going to do is put it back together. The reason why we're going to do that is because it goes from a 20 pin to a 24 pin. Old motherboards use a 20 pin. The newer ones use a 24 pin. Gives it a little bit more power. So I connected the other thing back on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the cable and we're going to run it through here. And the reason why we run it through there is because where it's connected to is, I don't know if I can show you or not. It's right here. There's a big connector right here. And the clasp, of course, is on the cable, which is right there. And the catch is on this side of the cable. So basically, what you got to do sometimes is just twist it and then get it in there. So that's what we'll do. Check the back to see which way is the best way to twist it, and this is actually the better way to twist it. Then this, wait a second, no. That actually might be the better way to twist it. Yep, that's the better way to twist it. So I'm just going to push that back into there. Just get started and then push until you hear the click, and there you go, it's in. if you look at it, it's right there, just in place there. Now, so that's basically what I want to show you today. Because like I said, I only want to do so much. And actually, in real time, just doing that and then fixing the mistake that I did, it is almost 40 minutes from the time I started to the end of this. But I'm not going to put that whole thing in the video because it just takes too long. 20 minutes max is what I want to have for my video. So I'll be cutting some of it out, but I'm not going to cut out the parts that show that I made a mistake, because everybody makes mistakes. Don't worry about it. Just do it slowly. If it's wrong, then take the thing back out, put it back in until you know it's done the way that you want to have it done and done correctly. So like I say, that's pretty much what I want to do for this time. And the next time, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting in the SSD drive and the hard drive. And I have to take the front of the case off to do that to make it easier. And again, that's why I didn't put these in yet. And then we'll have those connected up to the power supply and the motherboard. So hopefully the video won't be as long next time. I would just like to say, if you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, thumbs down. If you would like to subscribe, please do. I want to wish everybody a wonderful day. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Bye.